Okay.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.
Flight Sports TV.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
Speaking of prime, I remember when I was eating with prime. All the people mission so you know we'll see you in time. I'm from a hood where you can stop just from speaking your mind. So much energy, some of energy, keep that in mind. Living on top of my phone, so don't speak.
Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in the streets. Shout out to the panel as it reaches its premium peak. Shout out to the chat and all of its cacophony spewing out of the cracks and crevices of Flight Sports Block. And listen, I will be dumbfounded and totally remiss if I didn't big up everyone who pulls up to Flight Sports TV, whether it's a glance, whether it's a stare, or whether it's riding till the wheels fall off. Big ups to you, your family, and everything you got going that's positive, and all of your endeavors be trenched in longevity. That's what we do here at Flight Sports TV. We want to exercise the positivity of all in any endeavors of those who engage with us. And please, I'm begging you to complete the 3-step phases of entrance to Flight Sports TV. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. And we here at Flight Sports TV do everything to the most inner fibers of our being to exercise and express the most utmost Flight Sports TV experience that you can observe, feel, and associate with. Bronny James, let's get to the crux of this. Bronny James Jr., oh my God, he started his first game, logged practically 8 minutes, got 1 rebound, 3 assists. He has yet to put anything in the scoring pocket. He is over, but he only took 2 field goals attempt, and 1 3-point attempt. He's a -5 if that register with you. I don't care about plus and minus ratio. I don't care about that because that's very deceptive. But nevertheless, he has officially started for the Los Angeles Lakers. The 55th overall pick, son of the great, iconic, living legend, LeBron James, has started a game. Yes, Bronny has started for the bad legacy franchise, Los Angeles Lakers. 17 in the nest, 1 behind Boston. And people said Bronny wasn't going to make it. People said Bronny wasn't good enough. People said Bronny would never see the hardwood or the light of day in a meaningful game for the Los Angeles Lakers. He will be below average G League player at best. That would be his ceiling. All of the naysayers are wrong. All of the negative pundits are eating crow right now. Bronny James is out on the court. It's the second quarter. Lakers down 4, 29-33, and Lakers have the ball as we speak. But that is not the issue here, because this game is practically an exhibition game, if you ask me. Nobody's really playing, right? Lakers are already slotted as officially the number 3 seed. So they won't gain anything by this game or lose anything by this game, because they are where they are, and this game doesn't even matter as far as playoff or play-in contention, because even the Portland Trailblazers has been eliminated officially from the extended season. The Portland Trailblazers will play 82 games, and that's it. No more, no less. So they are disqualified for play-in contention. And the Lakers are seated. Is that Marquise Morris? Do we have a sighting of the old man? Wow. Actually, JJ Redick has emptied his ossuary, and all the dead bones are on the hardwood, officially demonstrating their skills from 94 feet on. Wow. He has emptied his ossuary of dead bones and has put them on the court, dusted them off, put them on the court, and let's see what it do. Now, JJ Redick has done an awesome job. Love him, like him, or don't care, or even hate him. He has done a tremendous job in his first season as the captain of the ship of the Los Angeles Lakers. Legacy franchise, that is. It's not like this just an old chip off the block. No, every dribble matters for the Los Angeles Lakers. Every shot, every pass, every pick, every rebound is calculated towards a NBA Finals appearance. And the ultimate goal, NBA championship. So JJ Redick has done a tremendous, on top of a tremendous job, willing the Lakers to a 50-win season. How outstanding is that? That's mad crazy. And not only have JJ Redick thrived as the sideline captain of the Los Angeles Lakers, he has brought along a heap of development with some of his younger players and semi-veterans. As the Lakers are down 33-31. So much credit goes to him. He will not win Coach of the Year. But there's an opportunity for the Los Angeles Lakers executive staff to win Executive of the Year. There is a strong opportunity, and the window is open for this, because the New York Knicks had it on lock, but they've been sliding lately. The New York Knicks had the Executive of the Year award on lock the first half of the season. Then they start to slide. So that might escape that office in the Big Apple. Man, how fast do the mighty fall? Yes, in a New York minute. But nonetheless, Bronny James have officially started for the Los Angeles Lakers in his inaugural season, being the 55th overall pick. A baby of nepotism have hit the hardwood for the last game of the Lakers season. Hopefully, he plays well enough that he can get some action in the playoffs. But man, coming from Bronny James' situation, the NDE, near-death experience that Bronny James underwent, and then from that journey, after being hauled off on a gurney into an ambulance with emergency speed towards the hospital. I believe he went to Cedars-Sinai. That's in Beverly Hills. Most celebrities go to Cedars-Sinai. And went in, undergone the surgery he needed, came out a little delirious, a little weary, and not sure where his future lies. But like his dad, like unto his dad, who is very determined to outweigh the naysayers and the negative pundits and the blowhards, Bronny James worked his way back on the hardwood at USC, then ultimately getting drafted at the 55th overall pick. And with all the clamor, yay and nay, towards this young man, most people forget that he was one of the youngest, if not the youngest, in the draft. And so, yes, there was going to be development. But just think about all of the 54 players that were drafted before Bronny James. Where are they? What are they doing? Think about that. Lakers down 5, 42-37. It's a battle of the remnants as Bronny James get on the board with a backdoor reverse cut layup. Nice, smooth, very meticulous. And Bronny was very calm in that. So let's see what Bronny can do. Let's see what Dalton Connect can do. Because this is what we want to see. We know that most of the other Laker players are pretty clumsy, and they probably never see the light of day unless injury, unfortunately. But we know Dalton Connect and Bronny James have a real strong opportunity to get some playoff minutes this season as the Lakers run to 18 continues. So Bronny James, with all of the backstory dealing with his near-death experience, as the Lakers bring the ball up, give it to Dalton Connect at the logo. They're playing at the Moda Center. A shout out to Rip City. Dalton Connect nails the three. 42-40, Lakers down 2. But the battle of the remnants, that's all this is, the battle of the remnants. So we're looking at Bronny James more so than Dalton Connect because Bronny with a block. Nice defensive play from Bronny James. And that's another thing about Bronny James. His defense is so underrated. It's ridiculous. Nobody likes to talk about Bronny James' defense because his offensive game was struggling and the naysayers wanted to highlight and publicize all of his struggles. But on the defensive end, Bronny James has been outstanding. G-League and NBA. He has been a very good defensive player, but a lot of us don't want to focus on the defense. We think defense is boring. Unless that defensive player is a two-way player and he's putting numbers on the board as well as playing defense, then we don't mind highlighting the defense. But if he's just a defensive player, nah, we want to obfuscate those statistics and highlight the offensive statistics because they are low. Lakers with the ball down 6. And Lakers turn the ball over. But yes, Bronny James is officially on the board after 14 minutes of play in his inaugural season and first start for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, listen to this fun fact. If Bronny James hit a three-pointer in this game, he would have hit more three-pointers as a rookie than Michael Jordan. Fun fact. All he needs is one three-pointer, and he will surpass Michael Jordan, rookie three-point made. So J.J. Redick get an opportunity to look at the Shake Miltons, the Alex Lyns, the Bronny James, and he will be able to feel the wings of fatigue and the boost of energetic play in these players. Even though it's a meaningful game for the organization, as far as will it or will it not put them in a better position for their playoff run? Win or lose, the Lakers are locked in at the three seed. So this is why J.J. Redick has a opportunity, which is very encouraging to the bench, to let them run and play. Just go out there and get it. Portland is not playing for anything either. Portland has officially been eliminated as the Lakers are down 9, 51-42. Portland is, they're trying to make a statement here because we already know that the Trailblazers do not like the Lakers at all. And that goes back to 1999. Maybe a little before then. I'll take it to 1990. Let's go back. Let me not cheat myself of my experience. All the way to 1990, where the Portland Trailblazers was favored to even win the NBA title. That's the Duckworth era, Buck Williams era. And the Lakers somehow, mysteriously or magically, beat the Portland Trailblazers in the Western Conference Finals. No one expected that. Vlade Divac, Sam Perkins, they just went on a magical run. Magic was towards the end of his tenure. And they end up beating the Portland Trailblazers. And by beating the Portland Trailblazers, they met up with Michael Jordan in the NBA Finals, and the rest is history. And that would catapult Michael Jordan, as he beat Magic and company, to be recognized as a serious contender for the GOAT of the NBA. That sprungboard him. And Michael never looked back. Yeah, we're going to witness some bad basketball. Shout out to the chat. If you want to comment, you can very well comment if you want to. You don't have to be silent. So that 1990 Western Conference final game was very interesting, as most people felt that Terry Porter and company choked. Clyde Drexler, they felt that team choked, because there's no way throughout the season that was predictably the most talented team in the NBA. And somehow, some way, the Lakers defeated them. And that brought on a lot of angst towards the Lakers from the Pacific Northwest, specifically Rip City. And they allowed the disease of hate to penetrate them as an organization. So anyone that came through that organization from that point on exude that hate towards the Lakers. The Bubba Wells, the Ruben Pattersons, all those role players that used to dig in for the Portland Trailblazers at the time. And when they acquired Scottie Pippen, they thought that was going to take them over the hump. Unfortunately, it didn't. The Lakers beat them again, even though Portland was favored. Yeah, they was favored over Kobe and Shaq. Because they was supposed to win the 99 championship. I believe that was a shortened season. And Elliott of the San Antonio Spurs broke their heart. Sean Elliott, that is, out of the University of Arizona, purely broke their heart. And so the next season, the Portland Trailblazers had a vendetta towards the Western Conference. And they was running through the Western Conference. And that's why they was predicted to be present in the NBA Finals for that year 2000. But once again, those Lakers, Kobe and Shaq this time, just wore them down. And that youthful movement of the Los Angeles Lakers whipped them Trailblazers. And so the once fervor and angst of hate towards the Lakers doubled up. So there could never be an amicable presence between these two. They're going to always have, especially Portland, because they haven't won a championship. I mean, they won a championship with the Bill Walton era, but they haven't won a championship since they have been docked as the best team in the NBA in the years that they was docked as the best team in the NBA. They have failed to win a championship. Bronny James, 15 minutes. He's still stuck at 2 points. Dalton Connect is playing pretty good. I wanted Bronny James to play, he's on the court right now, but I wanted him to, don't play a role, just try to dominate the game like he has been dominated in the G League, because these are some of the players he played with in the G League anyway. So that's what I wanted to see. And I've yet to see that as of yet. But it's not taking away anything from Bronny James, though. Just probably he want to make sure he's healthy for the postseason, I guess. Because he hasn't really launched the ball. He only got 4 field goals attempt. So that's not showing any aggression whatsoever. As Portland Trailblazers turn the ball over. But Portland has a sizable lead. They're up by 12, 54-42. A minute and 37 seconds left to go in the half. So I don't know if the Lakers just came up to Portland just to dribble the basketball and go through the motions and dog it a little bit. But Portland, they look like they want to win their last game of the season. So another turnover for the Lakers as we approach halftime. We got 85 seconds until the break. Shout out to everybody that pulled up on the stream unexpectedly. We running the stream, and we wanted just to give the people some kind of verbal expression of Bronny James' first start as a Laker. And what is he demonstrating out here? So those of you who aren't able to watch the game, we will try to express it the best way we know how. And right now the Lakers are down. Bronny James only has 2 points. And the Lakers fouled a 3-point shooter. It looked like that was Marquise Morris that did that. So it's 54-42. Portland up by 14 and looking to expand the lead. Now, Marquise Thibault is shooting. And I met this guy. I was at the Moda Center, and Thibault came up, and I was like, "Hey, man, you look familiar." And he started laughing. So as he walked down the corridor towards the back portion of the Moda Center, I see him hop into a Panamera Porsche. So I said, "Hey, whoa, wait a minute, man." And he waited until I got to him. He wasn't afraid or nothing like that. He said, "What you want, man?" I said, "Can I get a drop from you?" He said, "Huh?" This is Thibault speaking. I said, "Marquise Thibault, can I get a drop from you?" He said, "What you mean?" I said, "Can you say, 'I'm Marquise Thibault, and you're watching Flight Sports TV. Don't change that channel.'" And he started laughing. He said, "Nah, man, I don't got enough time for that." And then he jumped into his Porsche. He was with someone, another player. I don't know who it was. I couldn't really identify him, but he was a player. And he drove off. And I was like, man, that's cold-blooded, man. He could at least did that. We was in a secure environment. It was, it wasn't like we was downtown Portland and a lot of traffic and, you know what I mean? So nevertheless, he didn't do it. But I tried. I tried to get a drop from him. But outside of that, I mean, he didn't seem like a bad guy or nothing. But he just reminded me of someone who likes to joke. That's the feel I got from Marquise Thibault. That is like he's probably in the locker room joking and keeping everybody even keel. Because it looked like he got mad jokes. Because like I said, he was laughing. You know what I mean? So whatever was going on in his head, it was comical to see someone like me approach him in that manner. But he heard me out. He didn't just ghost me. He heard me out. And then from there, he decided yay or nay, and he chose nay. I wasn't mad at him. Because you just never know what a person is dealing with and what is meaning of business of coming up there. To me, it looked like he came up there and got his check. That's what it looked like to me. He pulled up there, got his check, maybe got the other guy's check, and they rolled off. Lakers down 16, 58-42. Shooting free throws, so that should bring it down, and it only brings it down to 1. As halftime has ensued, Lakers go in halftime down double digits as Dalton Knecht is the lead scorer for the Lakers with 13, followed by Shake Milton. Bronny James still at 2. For the Portland Trailblazers, you have Baton at 14, followed by Thibault with 9. So with this game here, we expected some sloppy play. We expected some bad basketball because most of the players that are demonstrating right now don't receive a lot of minutes during the regular season. So it's only becometh of these players to have more flaws than perfection. So bad basketball we're watching. The Portland Trailblazers is leading the Lakers 58-43. 15-point deficit for the Lakers as we reach the halfway mark. So we got 24 minutes of basketball left in this here, and we're going to see the remaining of what Bronny James could do. There are only remnants out here. There's no star players, no starters for either team. So that's why I can tell you that we're going to get a lot of turnovers. We're going to get some misreads. And it's okay. Because that's not the concern of us watching this game. Our main concern watching this game to see what Bronny James do, how he play with plenty of minutes. Let's call it a surplus of minutes because there's really nobody else there to interfere. And let's see how he demonstrates. I've always been a fan of Bronny James. I never had any problem with him. I just knew that he wasn't going to be no LeBron, right? We can't expect that. Have we ever seen anything of the such where the dad was a superstar and the son became a superstar as well? Have we seen that in any sports genre, including hockey? I don't know. I mean, maybe the closest is Bobby Bonds and Barry Bonds. That might be the closest because Bobby Bonds was an all-star. Barry Bonds is iconic. I'm trying to think if, Ken Griffey was an all-star at least once in his, I'm talking about senior in his career. But we know Ken Griffey Jr. was a sensational player, had the sweetest stroke in baseball history. It was out of him and Barry Bonds that had the sweetest stroke. I mean, it was majestic. Ken Griffey stroke. In football, do we have anything close to dad being great and then having a son being great? I know Terry Metcalf for the St. Louis Cardinals, he was okay. He might have been a Pro Bowler once or twice in his career, maybe, Terry Metcalf. But Eric Metcalf was a sensation, but he was only a sensation returning kicks. He wasn't a sensation offensively like his dad. So I don't know if you can count Terry Metcalf and Eric Metcalf. I'm not sure about that. We already know Archie Manning wasn't no star. I don't even think he ever made a Pro Bowl. He was playing for the New Orleans Saints. But his two sons now. That's a different story. Archie Manning can have two sons as Hall of Famers. The only two brothers that's in the Hall of Fame is Shannon and Sterling Sharp. And the Mannings could be second. So I'm not sure if we had that kind of dynamic with father and son. And this is why I never patronized Bronny James will be equal to or greater than his dad on the hardwood. But that don't take anything away from Bronny James' participation in something that he loved to do. Because LeBron James have said on numerous occasions that Bronny James do not have to play basketball. This is a choice for him. He said he could just kick back and run his companies. He don't have to play basketball. He's already set for the future. So playing basketball for Bronny James is not forced. It's not the old adage, living vicariously through your kids. So Bronny James, optimized his life to be an NBA basketball player and hopefully an NBA great. But the negative pundits, the blowhards, disbelievers and naysayers, they won't highlight that because that ruins their negative narrative. Because they want to poo-poo on Bronny. I don't care what Stephen A. Smith say. He's a liar. He's been poo-pooing on Bronny since Bronny. And there's receipts. And this is why nobody came to Stephen A. Smith's side when LeBron James confronted him about being personal with his fatherhood and his approach to fatherhood. You can't go around and say, LeBron, I'm pleading with you. Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop this charade. Don't do this to your son. And then turn around and say, I don't know why he's mad. But then turn around and say, he spoke to me like a father. I understood as a father. So make up your mind. What part of the fence you want to be on? Because you're trying to placate. And you can't do that. And you are the biggest voice in sports. You and Barkley are the biggest voice in sports. And a lot of your voice and brash has been negative towards African American players. Not African players. African American players. Let's be specific. So he is the voice piece of those who really can't say what they want to say. So they pay him an exuberant amount of money to say it for them. He is a piper. He who pays a piper, that's the tune the piper will play. So Stephen A. Smith have to shred a tight rope when it comes to this, because if he overdoes it, then he's going to get backlash from the African American community, or the so-called African American community. If he don't do it enough, he's going to get backlash from the non-so-called African American community. So that's a conundrum he's in. So this new big 100 million plus contract, he's going to have to sort it out. He's going to have to sort it out. Because the Stephen A. Smith show on YouTube is a filter. So whatever he can't say on ESPN or ABC, he can sprinkle it through the non-filter of the Stephen A. Smith show. So that's called double dipping. Because why would you have to spew it out on a non-filter show if what you're saying on ESPN is what you mean in your heart? Don't say it if you don't believe it, unless you are forced to. Unless you are forced to. So we at halftime, the Los Angeles Lakers 58-43, down by 15, and Rip City is ripping one through the Los Angeles Lakers. Even though this is a meaningless game for both teams. Portland has officially been mathematically eliminated, and the Los Angeles Lakers have officially been mathematically slotted in the number 3 seed. So there's no bouncing or buoyancy for either team for this game. It's just haberdash. It's piffle. So JJ Redick has the advantage because he has another game to play after this one. Whereas Chauncey Billups, this is it. So he can tell his guys, hey man, you're in Rip City, let it rip, let the chips fall where they may. And that's probably why they're playing above the Los Angeles Lakers right now. We're at the halftime show. Thank you all for joining us. Flight Sports TV. Once again, I want to humbly thank Flight for inviting me onto his platform and integrating me into the stream that we can have this dialogue. We can have this conversation. We can have this debate. We can have this discussion. We're able to highlight and express Bronny James' first NBA start of his career. It's the last game of the season. This game doesn't have any buoyancy to it. The Lakers are who they are. Portland are who they are. And neither team will benefit off this game except in the win-loss column. Lakers are the number 3 seed going forward. Portland Trailblazers have been mathematically eliminated from after 82 games competition. No extended season for the Portland Trailblazers once again, even though this is probably one of their best runs under the Chauncey Billups leadership. But the West is just too deep, man. Chauncey Billups did a good job, despite all the injuries. I mean, every team went through injuries this season, but Chauncey Billups have done a really good job as far as the win-loss column with what he had to work with, especially starting off the season with all those tragic injuries and then had to make up for lost ground and then get injured again, plus the trades. So I'm not mad at Chauncey Billups. I know he didn't make the play-in tournament. I'm not mad, but he was knocking at the door. He made other teams sweat. I'll tell you that much. Portland Trailblazers wasn't a doormat for nobody this season. They made sure anybody coming to their building or they're going to somebody else's building that you had a fight on your hands. So you have to tip your hat off to Chauncey Billups and his coaching staff for having his players ready to fight 82 games this season and just coming up short towards the end. They just didn't have enough off because they don't have that star. I know Simons, I know Shaden, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to get them over the hump. I know Anthony had 2 years ago a sensational season. He was a fringe all-star. Shaden came in later down the line and had some decent measures of runs in that season 2 years ago. But it was never accumulation of all of them together. The DeAndre Aytons, the Scoot Hendersons, the Anthony Simons, and the Shaden Sharps. It just never came together. Jeremy Grant, another all-star to add to the list. It just never meshed, and the chemistry seemed to be just a little off. The formula wasn't perfect as we start the second half of the game. Bronny with the ball, Bronny shoots, Bronny misses, Bronny gets his rebound, almost a turnover. Bronny looks again, he's challenging, he goes to the rack, turns around, shoots, and no, it's short. So Bronny, 2 consecutive short shots and a turnover from the Lakers. So a lot of times you hit the front of the rim, it could be your legs, could be a little fatigue, I don't know. But Bronny had 2 attempts just there, and he missed both of them. So he's still stuck on 2 with 17 and a half minutes logged into this game. And let's see what goes on here as the Lakers have the ball, but Lakers are down big. Bronny, nope. Bronny's having an awful shooting in this second half. Dalton Connect will go to the free throw line, so the Lakers can break their drought right here with Dalton Connect. So I guess JJ Redick must have informed Bronny, "Hey man, shoot the ball. What are you doing? This is a practice game. What are you holding out for? Play it like you play the G League." Because Bronny come out a little more aggressive this second half than he have all game. So now in the first half, he only had 4 attempts in 24 minutes. And now a minute in, he already have 2 attempts. So right there shows you the ratio of his aggressiveness coming out of the break. And we're cheering for Bronny here. We're not one of the ones that wants to pulsate on Bronny's miseries. This is not the channel for that. Nice. Portland just extended their lead. So the Lakers going to have to do some cooking, or they're going to get ran out of this building early. Bronny with the ball. Bronny come half court. Bronny looks to attack, get the pick. Bronny holds up. He surrenders his dribble and passes it off. Let's see if they look for Bronny. No. The Lakers' depth is questionable. I'm watching this game, and some of these guys don't. I don't even know because they can't shoot. Their form is bad, and where they're missing is even worse. Look at this guy just blew a wide open layup. How you do that? All you gotta do is just dunk the ball. So I don't know where the Lakers. Maybe the Lakers are just too top heavy. So I'm a little concerned here. I know Dalton Connect can hold his grits, so I'm not worried about Dalton Connect. But the Lakers look pretty skimmish. Look at these guys cannot shoot, man. This is horrible. Shout out to 3&D. He says, Flight Sports TV, hottest-ish in the YouTube streets. Yes, sir. We got to pin that one. Yes. That's verified. All Access doing excellent job. Host stream and play-by-play. Thank you, Theo 3D. We know that you're a staple here at Flight Sports TV, and we appreciate every time you come because you raise the level of intellect when you're in the chat. This game only matters to the dudes playing Lakers depth. It's cool. Oh, okay, Brooks. Shout out to you, bro. Okay, so that's what I said earlier, Brooks, is that the Lakers are looking to see if they can have some kind of a gym down in the bottom portion of their roster. But I don't see it. Outside of Connect, I don't see it. I see a lot of bad behavior out here. Look at these dudes. Look, they can't even shoot. I know you just saw that, Brooks. This guy got past the ball, and he's out here playing like Dennis Rodman. You remember how Dennis Rodman used to, if someone contested his layup, how he just throw the ball up there and hopefully it goes in. This is what some of the Lakers big men is doing. So I don't see these guys being a Laker long, because there's no way you could be out here playing this kind of basketball as a Laker, getting this opportunity, and you playing like you 7, 8 years old. Lakers are down 20, so Rip City is ripping the Lakers right now. Like I said, this game doesn't have any buoyancy. No one would teeter here or there, up or below. It only matters in the win-loss column for the season. That's it. Outside of that, it's what you consider not just meaningless basketball, but inconsequential. I think that would be the more appropriate word to use. This game is inconsequential to both organizations. Portland have been mathematically eliminated. The Lakers are stuck in the 3 seed. They can't move up, nor can they move down. And I'm watching these basketball players out here. Not Dalton Connect, not Bronny James, not Alex Len. But the names other than Bronny James, Dalton Connect, and Alex Len, they look horrible, man. And I'm a Laker diligent. I'm a Laker diligent. And these guys look horrible. I'm sorry. And you would think Shea Milton who wasn't he drafted in the lottery? Shake Milton for the Philadelphia 76ers, if I'm not mistaken. You would think that, or was he drafted by the Portland Trailblazers? Look at good steal by Bronny James. Good steal by Bronny James. Dalton Connect for 3. Yes. See, I'm not worried about Dalton Connect. Connect 4, he's legit. Bronny James, legit. I'm not worried about those guys. I'm not worried about Alex Lynn. He's a veteran. I'm only worried about the names I didn't call out. They're not playing no defense. They're not rotating. They're not doing anything. And these are the guys who JJ Redick is looking for improvement. See, I'm not worried about Connect 4. Connect 4 is probably the best player out there. My concern is the Shake Miltons, the Martha Keith Morris. These are guys who have been around the league, have been journeymen, and they've been under different organizational construction. So you would think that they will play a little better unless they're telling themselves, I don't want to get injured because I want to be on the Lakers bench. If you get injured this game, you're not making a playoff roster. They're putting you on IR. You're done. You might as well pack up and get ready for Cancun or Cabo. Oh, excuse me, not Cabo. Cabo for football. Cancun is for the basketball. Yeah, Lakers are looking very deplorable right now in their defensive rotations. It's like these guys are sleeping on the assignment. I'm going to have to call it dereliction of duty. Look at Shake Milton. This is terrible from Shake Milton. It's like he just lost his whole game. I remember at one point, Shake Milton was a decent role player. Okay, I'm going to pin that, Brooks. I'm going to say it, I'm going to pin it. Exactly. But they are pressing. They are nervous, trying to excel. But why are they nervous? This is not their first time on the hardwood. All you got to do is stay within your game. Maybe that's what you mean by pressing. They're pressing outside of their normal behavior. And if that's the case, that's not what you want to see from a coach. You want a player to be able to be comfortable expressing his skill level and talent on the hardwood without having to press. Because why would you press when the game doesn't matter? There's no buoyancy to this game. So you can, whether you win or lose, it don't matter. It's the way that you formulate your game demonstratively. That's what a coach is looking at. Because now he can peg you and play you in situational basketball. Whether it's the last minute of the game, whether it's right before halftime to give certain players some cheap rest. But if you out here and he feels that you a danger to the team and not an asset, then you're not gonna get no playing time, Brooks. You're gonna be dead wood. So A deep, yeah. Now a good coach will go A deep. See, you speaking from a person who knows basketball. A good coach will go A deep, right? 9 if there's some type of medical emergency. But A deep is good enough. So I can agree with that. Yeah, that definitely won't be Lakers next season. Now, I'm not saying they won't go back and play for South Bay Lakers. You follow what I'm saying? But we've seen this before, right? Remember when Andre Ingram, who was a lifetime G Leaguer, and Magic Johnson, once the Lakers was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, Magic Johnson brought him up to play. And I believe he hit 6 3-pointers in his debut. That's what you want to see from these guys. Something of that nature. When they brought up Alex Caruso, he played very well and he wasn't afraid to defend. That's what you want to see from these guys. So by them pressing and all that, looking like summer league players, I don't like that. And that's unacceptable because there's no reason to press when this is the last game and it doesn't hurt the organization and it doesn't put them in a bad spot. Bronny James, look. Bronny James pass, almost a turnover. Oh, no, it's not Bronny James. Excuse me. That's Shake Milton. Alex Lynn, good layup. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see them play within a formulated structure. Make or miss the shot doesn't matter, but get yourself in a position where you are defiant towards the defense. I'm quite sure that's what JJ Redick has reiterated time and time again to these players. But then again, you just don't know what's on these players' mind. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, is that these players have shared with their family that they're going to play, and they're going to play starter minutes. So you want your family to see you out here pressing? You want your family to see you out here turning the ball over? You want your family to see you shooting off the corner of the backboard? Of course not. So just be calm and play basketball. 75-53. Rip City is up 22 points. At one time, this game was a 2-point ball game, So we're here for Bronny James, no doubt. Shout out to Chris. Nah, and Edwards gonna act a fool, Chris. Come on now. Shout out to Rap God. Listen, let me pin this. Let me pin this for you, Chris. Anthony Edwards finna act a fool. And this is why I know Anthony Edwards gonna act a fool. He's a Georgia boy. And he caught relief from the NBA when they rescinded that technical foul, allowing him to play that last game. So, in appreciation towards Adam Silver in the competition committee who review these technical fouls throughout the season as they judge the referees accordingly, he knows that Minnesota have taken a step back. See, Minnesota was supposed to be a top 5 team. And unfortunately, that's not the case. So, Ant-Man, in my opinion, based on observation of the Minnesota Timberwolves, I just believe that he's saving the best for last. I do not think Anthony Edwards for 1 second is going to sit there and lay down after they traded Big Cat from the organization. Because that was a pure sign that Anthony Edwards, we trust in you. We believe that the skill set that you present night in and night out will take us where we want to be. So I don't believe in 1 second that Ant-Man will crumble in the postseason. Right now, Ant-Man is playing, right? We know this is a meaningful game for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant-Man right now with 27 minutes played, Ant-Man has 30 points and shooting 50% from the floor and 40% from the three-point line. Now, is that sensational or what? And his co-partner, Julius Randle, who's supposed to be a big guy on campus, only has 8 points. Rudy Gobert, who's supposed to be the Goliath in the restricted area, have 16 and 10. That is outstanding for Rudy Gobert, and he only played 26 minutes. 16 and 10 in 26 minutes, shooting 63% from the floor. That's what you want from Rudy Gobert. So even though they're playing the lowly Jazz or the Cooper Flag team, you know what? Speaking of Cooper Flag, I'm here in Maine, Portland, Maine. And I kind of put out my tentacles for Cooper Flag. And I'm asking the white people here about Cooper Flag. And it's mundane. There's no excitement for Cooper Flag. I'm in Maine as we speak. I'm broadcasting from Maine, Portland, Maine. And the white people that I encountered, that I felt comfortable to talk to, there's no sensation about Cooper Flag. I thought that was pretty interesting. I thought some of these young white guys and gals will be somewhat boisterous about Cooper Flag. Coming from Maine, who else you know come from Maine? I think there's one other player that came from Maine in the NBA. Was it Terrence? Was it Terrence Owlsbury? I can't remember right offhand. Bronny James. Let's go, Bronny. Bronny James is in the building. So, yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting, being Maine and Cooper Flag getting all of this collegiate attention, winning the Woodman's Player of the Year. He was down in L.A. to receive it at Westwood, and he was on ESPN giving an interview about his future. Of course, he didn't rule out leaving Duke, returning. He didn't rule that out. But we already know he's not going back. He already had his New Balance hoodie on, and that was a sterling revelation that he's out of there. Now he can wear his New Balance apparel with pride. He couldn't wear it at Duke. Duke a Nike school. But now he can wear all his New Balance apparel with pride, and he can start promoting his New Balance apparel. So shout out to Cooper Flag. Flag overrated, Chris. C. Brooks. I don't know. I do not know if he's overrated because I watched him. Pope B. Frank challenged me on Cooper Flag. Because I ain't really watched any college basketball since Zion, to be honest with you. When Zion was at Duke, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish, them guys, I had a more vested interest in basketball. Because you had John Morant at Murray, right? You had the kid at Virginia. I can't think of his name, but the kid at Virginia. And then you had Taco Fall, another sensational basketball player with a story to tell. You had Taco Fall. So I was more invested in the NBA during the Zion era. And then a little bit during Jaime Jaquez at UCLA. I was a little bit invested with them. They went to the Final Four. Of course, they lost to Gonzaga. Jalen Suggs with the half-court shot ended Jaime Jaquez's dream to be in March Madness final game. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Jalen Suggs, a very good player. I met him live. I know his cousin, Big Church, celebrity bodyguard. Recently for Puff Daddy. He's known for being Floyd Mayweather's longtime bodyguard, Big Church. Very good guy, man, out of Long Beach. Very good guy. Before then, he was Snoop Dogg's. So we had Big Church on here several times. And Jalen Suggs is his nephew. And he talked about Jalen Suggs a little bit. But Jalen Suggs is a good player. I watched him live in Summer League the year he came out. And I thought he was so smooth He reminded me of I'm gonna tell you who he reminded me of. The kid that went to Simeon High School in Chicago. We had him on the show as well. What is that kid name? He was in the JBA. I saw him play in the JBA. And that guy was so smooth. What is his name, man? He played for the Chicago Ballers. I have his name, but I just can't spit it out. It's in my mind, but I can't spit it out. Oh, never mind, but it'll come. But yeah, he is so smooth. When I saw him play and AB the Hero was doing the play-by-play broadcast, this dude was smooth. I said, he's too good for this league. That's what I thought. I said, he's not going to last long in this league. He's going to advance. And lo and behold, scouts saw him, called him overseas. Keezo Brown, that's what it is. Keezo Brown. Salute to the chat. Keezo Brown. And Suggs remind me of Keezo Brown. They both lefties, and they both have a smooth game. They know how to get to their spots, and when they get to their spots, they pull up and hit with regularity. Okay, let's see what the chat talking about. Talk about the Wolves in the playoff decks. Okay. See, the thing about the Wolves in the playoffs, if they don't, let's go to it real quick. Hold on one second, guys. Let's go to it real quick. Thank you for your patience. Let's see the Wolves in the playoffs. As Anthony Edwards is stumping a mud hole in Utah, they're up 14. And Anthony Edwards have 35 points. Yeah, damn, his shit increased. Anthony Edwards, 35 points, 54% from the field, and 45% from three. Anthony Edwards is acting a fool out here. See, this is the last game at the Target Center. So he's going to give the people a show. And then, oh, excuse me, is that that's not the Target Center. Target Center is in Memphis, right? What's the name of it? American Airlines, right? In Minnesota? I've seen it. I've seen the arena, very nice arena, sitting right there in downtown. And Minnesota's a very clean city, too. Twin City, you got Minneapolis and you got St. Paul. So very clean city. I remember I was in Minneapolis during the George Floyd protests, and boy, was it scary. I seen aftermath of when they burnt down that Target, coming right over that bridge. Those who are familiar, you come over this little bridge, and the Target is sitting down towards the right. That Target was all burnt up, and some of the neighborhood across from there was kind of burnt up. So I was in Minnesota during the aftermath of the George Floyd in 2020, I believe that was 2020. So that's the worst I ever seen in Minnesota. And that's the worst I've seen of Minnesota people, because most Minnesota people are chill. It's a lot of biracial people in Minnesota. It's a lot of Africans in Minnesota. Africans from different African nations, not just like Nigeria, but from Cameroon, from Ghana, from Somalia. A lot of Somalians in Minnesota, even Haitians. So there's diversity in Minnesota. And by being a lot of snow bunnies there, some of them Africans, they gravitate towards them snow bunnies, and it's a wrap. They putting 2 or 3 kids in the snow bunny. So this is where you get the mixed race. A lot of mixed racing going on there. So Minnesota's cool. It's cool. Very clean and cool. Cold. Very cold in the wintertime. You know what I'm saying? But Minnesota is a place where you can thrive indoors. So playing basketball in Minnesota during the playoffs, it's very cozy for the fans. So it's pertinent that Minnesota get a home game to start their playoff journey. Now on the road, Minnesota suspect. And that's the thing about a team like Minnesota. Because in the playoff picture, you get a different kind of energy. And that energy depending on how you feel going into the game, could cost you. So in reality, Minnesota needs a home game to start it off. Based on the playoff scenario, Minnesota can be the 4th seed, which will be a darling because that would sit them in the Goldilocks zone. And if Minnesota the 4th seed, you better watch out because they have a home court series in the first round, and they can get their shit together by then. Or they can fall all the way down to the 8th seed. So it looks like Minnesota will have a strong opportunity with this victory tonight to be, I think, a 6th seed. If they win tonight, they could be a 6th seed. But everything will have to shake out for the rest of the night. Because Minnesota's coming in as a 7th seed with a record of 48-33. And they're playing the Utah Jazz, and Ant-Man is ripping one through the Utah Jazz. They cannot do anything with him. It's not only that he's scoring a plethora of points, but he's doing it so efficiently. And that's what's dangerous about the Ant-Man. You get the Ant-Man scoring efficiently, it's a wrap. You're looking at the recreation of Michael Jordan when he's in that mode. What can the league do? What can a team do? What can a player do when Ant-Man is in that mode? And this is why the ownership of the Minnesota Timberwolves felt the need to eliminate Big Cat in that contract and rest on the athleticism and the demonstration of Ant-Man and Randall throughout the season while they can divvy up Big Cat former contract and give it to players that could help Minnesota in the future instead of just giving it to one man and hoping he can get the job done. You see Big Cat over at New York, and New York is sliding. Thibodeau and the New York Knicks are sliding. Bronny James is on the board again. Bronny James is looking good with his backdoor layup. The New York Knicks had the executive of the year locked in when they acquired Bridges. They acquired Big Cat. When they acquired those two strong, high-value targets, the New York Knicks executive staff had the executives of the year locked in. They ran ramshack through the first half of the season. It just so happens that Cleveland Cavaliers was such a surprise, and the Boston Celtics was even more so of a surprise because the Boston Celtics, after playing numerous of playoff games and winning the championship, most people thought they would come off of a hangover and would be a little sluggish. But if it wasn't for Cleveland, the Boston Celtics looks really, really good compared to coming off of a championship run and all of the playoff activity that Boston have endured throughout Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's career. The thing that people worry about Boston, will they have playoff fatigue? Well, Boston Celtics are coming to the playoff with noodle legs. It almost seemed like the New York Knicks have already got their noodle legs. We know Tom Thibodeau is very aggressive in grinding out his players throughout the season. Something with Tom Thibodeau mentality that says, run them hard, run them in the ground, and in the playoff, they'll be ready. So this is why I'm saying the Minnesota Timberwolves, with this victory, they can climb all the way up. So Denver would have to lose. Pistons would have to lose. Golden State would have to lose. If Minnesota wins, then Minnesota will be the 4th seed. And that will be ugly for the Western Conference if Minnesota get into the Goldilocks zone. I don't think much about Randall. I think Randall has declined tremendously. Now, he will have an opportunity to prove himself in the extended season. But if Randall play mundane like he's been playing throughout the season, I think his time in Minnesota is numbered. So it is the Target Center in Minnesota. Oh yeah, Memphis is the FedEx. That's right. Yeah, the Target Center. Memphis is the FedEx. And you know what? I like that building. It kind of Memphis kind of reminds me of the Barclay. The way it fits in Memphis, right around the corner from Beale Street. I don't know if you ever heard of Beale Street, but it's one of the most popular entertainment streets in America. Beale Street in Minnesota. Memphis. Beale Street in Memphis. I love Beale Street. So much entertainment, and you know it's black entertainment now. Very few non-blacks out there, but it's so crowded with black people, almost like New Orleans. And when you go down Beale Street, it's a party every day. You don't have to wait till the weekend. It's everyday partying all night long. And you got clubs, you got bars, you got pubs, you got restaurants. And you go around the corner, it's another restaurant row. I can't think of the name of the street, but it's where Rendezvous at. And Rendezvous is one of the most popular restaurants in America. Not alone, Tennessee. And the food there is good. And the ambiance of Rendezvous is just spectacular. Everybody goes to Rendezvous. And then right across from Rendezvous, you walk over the cobblestones. And you go down the street, you make a right. And there you have the African American Civil Rights Museum. And right there is the Tangerine Motel is where Martin Luther King got shot at. And fortunately for me, I had an opportunity to visit the African American Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee, and got the opportunity to see where the reef is, where the exact location that Jesse Jackson and Andrew Young and company was pointing towards where the bullet came from. As Martin Luther King lay dying right there on the balcony. A tremendous sight to get a feel for the history. And one of the reasons why I visit the African American Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, Tennessee, is because Martin Luther King died in 1968. In 1968, from all of the rebellion and the rioting and the belligerent behavior from some of Martin Luther King fellowship and followers and sympathizers, that spirit was imbued in my mama when she gave birth to me in 1968. So I had to go to the epitome of the etymology of the rebellion spirit of 68. That spirit was imbued in me, and it captivated me. I didn't know this, but it captivated me and helped spiritually structure me to the man I am today. A rebel with a cause, not out here wild and recklessly. That gave birth and helped shape my mindset, which I thought was a really, really fantastic spiritual involvement. And so I went to that museum. I seen exactly where Martin Luther King received that bullet, the death bullet. Some say that's the bullet that killed civil rights. And others say that was a bullet that gave rise to the civil rights. But whatever side of the fence you may be on with Martin Luther King, his death, his murder, resoundingly created a spirit of rebellion, and it wasn't just about turn the other cheek. So I thought that was fascinating. So it says Minnesota has a lot of Lakers. Never really noticed that. Minnesota about to get 49 wins in a down year. Laugh out loud. The Wolves just need the chemistry, and they could have won 60 games like OKC and the Cavs. Well, the thing of it is that Minnesota lost some players. So losing players, you're gonna lose chemistry, and if you lose chemistry, you're gonna have to take time to get it back. And during the time it was taking Minnesota to get their chemistry back, they was losing games. So to have 49 wins in a down year, that's a good problem to have, Chris. And one thing I can say about Anthony Edwards, as we went down from 4 to 8, they can be seated in any one of those slots. They can be in the Goldilocks zone at 4 and host a first round series, or they can go all the way down to 8 and play a play-in on the road. But if they play a play-in on the road, most likely they're going to play Dallas. And I think Minnesota has a prime opportunity to beat Dallas and end up the 7th seed in the Western Conference and avoiding the Lakers. So everything is calculative. So some of these losses that Minnesota might have incurred could have been by design, so they wouldn't have to face certain teams in the first round. And so they're trying to put themselves in the best position possible, strength-wise, to advance. I think I addressed it, Randall. I think Randall has declined, and I don't think Randall's going to get any get back. Now, Randall might have a couple of good games in the playoffs if Minnesota is able to extend themselves and get out of the play-in and get into the 6th seed at least, or at best the 4th seed. Randall could have, maybe 3 games in the playoffs that we can say is consequential. No, Randall wasn't going to be a Laker regardless, Seabrooks. You got to remember, LeBron James came and Magic didn't extend Randall. Once LeBron James was secure at 12:01 midnight in 2018, that was a death sentence for Randall as a Laker. He went over to New Orleans and had a sensational year, and then went to New York and became an all-star. Now I think Randall is down. I think people have adjusted to his game. Julius Randle is a slot machine. Why you call him a slot machine? Because when you go to Vegas or any gambling areas and they have slot machines, they only have one arm for you to pull down. Julius Randle only has one arm. He goes one way, and that's left. If you make Julius Randle go right, he would rather cut off his leg than to go right. So players have figured out Julius Randle's tendencies, and they're forcing Julius Randle to shoot his mid-range or shoot the three-pointer. They're not allowing Julius Randle to be dominant in the restricted area because they know he's a one-arm bandit. What should the Suns do? Break it up. There's no hope in the Suns. The Suns should just break it up. It doesn't seem like Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant have the mustard to spread over his hot dog. It seems like Kevin Durant is just fading off into the sunset because he feels his legacy is already cemented. He proved he was the best player on the best team in the NBA. He proved he could be a finalist MVP, not once, but twice. So you can't poo-poo on Kevin Durant. And he didn't cheat anybody. He didn't cheat not one team out of a dribble. The Brooklyn situation could be a smudge on his rep. Could be a smudge. So the Phoenix Suns, by them being eliminated prematurely with the talent that they had, they just gotta. It's over for the Suns. They're going to fall into the non-playoff team category, and it might take a few years to get back. But one thing about those boys down in the desert, they have that Ixler, that cactus juice. And it is an attractive location because a lot of things go down in Phoenix. Super Bowls, conventions, 400 miles outside of Los Angeles, straight drive from the I-10 corridor. So there's a major airport. So there's a lot of things going on in Phoenix. 2 casinos, one really big one. And they have every sports genre. They got hockey, they got soccer, they got baseball, they got football, and they got basketball. 5 major genre of sports in the Phoenix area. So Phoenix is popping. You just got to avoid those monsoons and the heavy dust storms that happens at least twice a year, where you can't see nothing. And they're blowing rocks, dust, wind, clouds, rain. You can't see nothing. You just got to pull over and hopefully nobody runs into the back of you. You can't see nothing. You can't see 16 seconds in front of you. But the people of Phoenix and the surrounding areas are aware of this, so they know what to do. But if you're one of those who don't know what to do, you run into the back of somebody and kill yourself. You run into the back of somebody and kill somebody. You got the big trucks out there, the semi-trucks, running the highway with reckless abandon. So you just got to pull over and get out the way, and hopefully you survive the monsoon and the dust storms that's drawn up in the Phoenix area. So, yeah. You want Minnesota to play Houston? Houston is not a pushover. I don't know. Nuggets are winning. Yeah, Rap God. That's another thing about Golden State, too, though. Golden State find themselves in a similitude to Minnesota. Golden State have to win. There's no fortunate outcome if Golden State loses. So the West is tough, man. And it looks like Minnesota will win. (116-105). Minnesota's up by 11 with less than 2 minutes to play, around 85 seconds to be exact. Now let's go see what Bronny James. Bronny James is stuck on 4. So Bronny James is not having the type of night I wanted him to have in a game like this. But he's out there on the floor. He has played 34 minutes. So he have logged a lot of minutes of basketball. Very little production. Connect 4 is leading all scorers with 22. So this playoff picture in the West is going to be very interesting. And I like how it's shaking out. And I remember having conversations here on the Flight Sports TV panel about the importance and the acceptance and the respect for the playing game. Ooh, Dalton Connect is very athletic. See, Dalton Connect, he kind of reminds me of Cooper Flagg. Their game is kind of similar a little bit. But I think Cooper Flagg play a better brand of defense. And if you ask me, I think Cooper Flagg would be in Utah. My second was Dallas. But Dallas is looking pretty good right now, so Cooper Flagg might not go to Dallas. He could go to New Orleans. Bronny with the miss. Bronny game is so up and down to me. 1 minute he looked like he's played with poise, and the next minute he looked like he's just kind of frantic. But nevertheless, I'm cheering for the young man. Lakers down big, 107-81. Air ball. Don't connect. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting playoff, as Minnesota is looking to lock down their win. And that's going to put pressure on other teams to win. And I think the Utah Jazz was a perfect team at the perfect time for Minnesota. Because they're the worst team in the NBA right now. So let's go back. The Denver looks like they're going to beat Houston. So Denver is undefeated with their new coach, Alderman. They went down in a hostile environment in H-Town and chewed up the Rockets. There's no rocket fuel. They broke off the fuselage, so the rocket did not take off. It stayed on the ground. It was grounded. Houston, we have a problem. Let's see what happened in this game. Because maybe Houston didn't really maybe Houston didn't play really to me. Let's see who they played. Oh yeah, they played their starters. It was starter on starter. Denver just outplayed them. Murray's back. So let's see if Murray can make a difference. You think Murray can make a difference? Is he the difference maker for the Denver Nuggets? The Heat lost to the Wizards on their final game. But I don't think that game matters either. I think the Heat is locked in at the 10th seed, right? Bulls, the 9th seed, Heat, the 10th seed. I think they're all locked in. So this one is officially over. Rip City rips one for the Los Angeles Lakers, ruining Bronny James' inaugural start in his rookie season. So that's all good. So that episode is over with. So Lakers going to get geared up as the number 3 seed in the West. And they're going to wait to see who they play. Memphis destroyed Dallas. So that means the Timberwolves will jump Dallas. Oh, shit. Here we go. The rollout is going to be, here come the rollout. All these games are coming in as finals.
Please subscribe to Flight Sports TV, hit the like button, and leave a comment.
This is Holly Heat of the Hot Seat with Holly Heat, and this is Flight Sports TV.
Here comes the roll-in. They're rolling in as we speak. So there's going to be some jostling in the Western Conference bottom portion of the playoff competition. Minnesota won, Dallas lost. Anthony Edwards finished the game with 43 points. He put a 43 piece on the Utah Jazz and basically buried them in the third quarter. Coming out of the break, Minnesota put up a show. They had a 40-point dinger in the third quarter, which put this game out of reach and sent Ant-Man to the bench early. Outside of that, Ant-Man could have had a 50 piece. And this is why I was saying earlier about Minnesota. Well, they have him at 44 points, 7 3-points made. But I think officially it's 43, but we'll see if that holds, because sometimes they go back and review every score, and they could have gave him a 3-pointer when it's a 2-pointer, or they could have gave him a 2-pointer when it was a 3-pointer. So officially they're saying 44 points with 7 3-pointers made. So the Minnesota Timberwolves came in and handled business. They did what they were supposed to do. And that was to win and control what they can control. And then watch the dominoes fall as other teams square off to seal their playoffs faith. So once again, shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves, man. They came in, they took care of business. Ant-Man was no joke. And this is what I love about players like that. Because they don't bow out gracefully. No, they push the pedal to the metal and let the chips fall where they may. They don't come in playing conservative. Oh, I don't want to get hurt, so I want to be able to make it. No. Play as hard as you can play and then let everything shake out. Because if you don't play as hard as you can play, there always would be regret. And you don't want regret, because when you start regretting, you start doubting, because you don't want to regret again. The Warriors and Clippers are locked in a tight one. 103-103 in the fourth quarter. Under 4 minutes to play. So that is an important game. Kawhi Leonard with 30 points. Jimmy Buckets with 28 points. So this is the game to watch right here. Clippers and Warriors. Because that's going to be a big one. So Denver won. So Denver is locked in as the 4th seed. So Minnesota can't get the 4th seed. The Grizzlies won. But I think the Grizzlies is locked at the 8th seed. Now, with that victory, they might be locked at the 8th seed. But we will verify that. Now, talking Minnesota, which is a key component to the playoff run in the Western Conference. Is Ant-Man the X factor for every team he faces? Is he the X factor? Can the Minnesota Timberwolves cut out a separate niche for them to have a somewhat pathway to the Western Conference Finals? Can it be done? Or is Minnesota spinning their wheels? So in the Minnesota division, Oklahoma City won the division, Denver came in second, and Minnesota came in third, Pacific Northwest. Can the Minnesota Timberwolves turn it on enough to advance? That's something that we're going to definitely have to see. Can Rudy Gobert, despite his ineptness on the pick and roll in no man's land, can he fight and discourage teams to not use that tactic? Can he make himself avail as a positive asset on both sides of the ball? Or will Rudy Gobert be non-void in situational basketball, which will hurt the Minnesota Timberwolves moving forward? I think that is a good question. I think that is relevant. And I just want to know how the chat feel about that. So if the Warriors lose, they are 6th and the Clippers are 5th. So that means the Wolves will only climb up to 7th. And so if they climb up to 7th, there will be a play-in, but they will be the number 1 play-in team. And by being the number 1 play-in team, you will host the initial playoff game, right? And you have an opportunity to advance twice as more than the 9 and 10 team. So Minnesota got 2 chances to make a first impression. So even though they fell into the play-in according to the chat, it hasn't been verified yet, though. We're just assuming if everything plays out. Golden State have taken the lead. Golden State have taken the lead. 108 to 105. And you got 94 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. I'm going to go to that game. That game is on ESPN. So let's see how this game shakes out. Because I think that's a vital game right there. Golden State and the Clippers. So we're going to go to that Golden State and Clipper game. And I'm going to do some minor narration if I'm able to. Because sometimes they will not give me an LA game in the LA market. But by this being in San Francisco, it's a chance I might be able to see it. Okay, we got 108, 107, Golden State. It's officially 2 minutes, according to my time, left to go. Golden State with the ball. Steph with a 3, and Steph hits. Steph hit a 3 and turned around like it was a nothing. 111, 107, Golden State. Steph Curry has 33 points, 18 in the fourth quarter. So they had Steph Curry in a bottle. And all of a sudden, he just cracked that. James Harden with the left, and he scores. He scored rather easily, though. That penetration was just so simple. So let's see if Golden State can deter him from continue to drive like that. They're looking for Steph Curry. Steph Curry is doubled. Oh, he traveled, but they didn't call it. Stepped out of bounds, turnover. So the Clippers will have the ball down 2 with 78 seconds left to go. And Golden State is heavily relying on Curry because Curry seemed like he done got hot and lightning has struck in the bottle. Clippers down 2 with the ball. James Harden. Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is being harassed by Jimmy Butler. This is a good matchup right here. Oh, here comes Steph Curry. Oh, they got it into the restricted area. Oh, Zubac. Oh, my God, Zubac. Yo, did you guys see that? Zubac, monstrous. Some people say Zubac might be Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, Steph Curry with the ball at the logo. He surrenders. He gives it up. He gets it back. Jimmy Butler, 2-man game. Steph Curry dribbling. Steph Curry looking. Steph Curry dips. Steph Curry turns it over. Zubac with the ball. Here comes the Clippers. Okay, Kawhi Leonard. Gary Payton II guarding him. Kawhi looks so monstrous over this Gary Payton. Here's come the pick. And it's a timeout, Ty Lue. Ty Lue felt the Clippers motion was moving too slow as Byron Shaw comes out with the clipboard. Steph Curry goes back to the bench looking distraught. Don't know how he turned that ball over. Draymond Green looks pissed. But that was a great play. I think that was Norman Powell. Was that Norman Powell? Who was that? Number 8 for the Clippers. I don't know who the Clippers are. I'm sorry. And I don't feel bad about it. But look, we got 17 seconds left to go. Each team with a timeout or more. Clippers have a foul to give. No, Clippers have no foul to give. Clippers have 1 challenge. Golden State have a foul to give. So it all boils down to the 17 seconds. What kind of play Steve Kerr will draw up against the Los Angeles Clippers and Tyronn Lue? As Jeff Van Gundy looks on, and if the Clippers win, somebody said they would be the 5th seed in the chat. So it's all tied up, 111-111. 17.5 seconds to decide the outcome of this one. Kawhi Leonard is healthy. That's going to be scary. Kawhi Leonard is healthy. We know when Kawhi Leonard is healthy. Shout out to Dwight Howard, though. Shout out to you, bro. We know when Kawhi Leonard is healthy. It's ugly. It is ugly. Subscribe to Flight Sports TV. Hit that like button. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. Okay, here we go. Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Kawhi Leonard guarded by Draymond. Kawhi Leonard looks. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. Kawhi shoot. It's a foul. And he makes it. He makes it. Is it an and one? No. They put it on the floor. They do not give Kawhi Leonard the continuation. So they're going to have to reset. It should have been. They should review that. That looked like continuation to me. But Tyronn Lue is not going to review that. Okay, Kawhi with the ball. Draymond's guarding him. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kawhi shoots and is up. No, overtime. Overtime. Kawhi Leonard misses. Draymond Green on the defense. This game is going overtime. So we got 5 additional minutes of basketball for Golden State and the Clippers to decide their faith in the playoff scenario. This is why I love that Adam Commissioner in the competition committee inserted the play-in tournament. I also like the in-season tournament as well. I think both of them are a marvelous boost to the interests of the onlooker. When you have a tournament, when you call something a tournament, you crowning a champion. And sports and sports fans alike love to see a crowning of a champion. As I'm watching Travis Hunter commercial, his Adidas commercial, he's making it with Tom Brady. You would think Shedeur Sanders would be making a commercial with Tom Brady. That's why I love the progressiveness of the NBA, who continues to try to not only make rules to enhance the game, but don't over make rules, but make events. See, football keeps making rules, changing rules, making rules. They're not making any events. But basketball give you these events. Now the only thing is, will they extend the participants of not the in-season tournament, but the what's that shit called again? I forgot that fast. The play-in tournament. Yeah, the play-in tournament. It's definitely a wild game, Chris. Man, that 11 seconds went so fast. I think Kawhi could have took a better shot. I think that was kind of lethargic by Kawhi standard to settle for that shot. I think he should have drove and put the onus on the referee and Draymond Green to not call a foul. If Golden State wins, Denver 4, Minnesota 5, Golden State 6, Clippers 7. Ooh! So Minnesota and Clippers will swap spots if Golden State wins. If Clipper wins, it'll be Denver, Clippers, Minnesota, Golden State. I think that's what I saw. That's crazy. That's crazy. Steph Curry 33 points, Butler 28, Kawhi 32, Harden 27. So the stars have showed up tonight. Each team prospective stars have showed up tonight. And they did not cheat the people. No, they didn't. They did not cheat the people. If the Clippers win, once again, Denver 4, Clippers 5, Minnesota 6, Golden State 7. So that means Minnesota will go against the Lakers if the Clippers win. But if Golden State win, Golden State will be in a heap of trouble because they will have to face the Lakers. So whatever team wins tonight gets the no, not whatever team. If Clippers win, Minnesota get the Lakers. If Golden State win, Golden State get the Lakers. So let's see who really want to face the Lakers. Do Golden State really want that smoke? Golden State do get the ball first. See, this is why the play-in tournament boosts competition towards the end of the season, because there are always going to be teams that need these last few games to get into that situation. Now, we know the play-in tournament was designed to get Zion into the postseason, and Zion has yet to play a postseason game, even though the Pelicans have been in the postseason since the play-in tournament. So it helped them tremendously, but Zion wasn't a part of the roster. Zion was out with injury, with mental issues, according to Zion. And Zion said, I won't be back until Zion is playing like Zion, because I don't feel like I'm playing like Zion. Clippers take their lead after many attempts from both teams. James Harden hits the three-pointer. So now James Harden had 30 points, 10 assists. Are we getting vintage James Harden? Here's Curry. Oh, Curry got ripped. Here are the Clippers. James Harden with the ball. Jimmy Buck is guarding him. Ty Lue onlooking, barking out instructions. James Harden for three. James Harden makes it. So that's back-to-back 3-pointers for James Harden. 6 points in the quarter. James Harden with 33 points, 117 to 111 with 3 minutes left to play. Now, Steph Curry has got a lot of duties going on. But they crowded Steph Curry, Draymond for three, and Draymond hits from the corner. So we're seeing vintage Draymond and vintage James Harden. Is this 2018? 117, 114. Clippers up by 3 with the ball. Tyronn Lue calls timeout to gather his troops and recalibrate them to make sure every jersey on the hardwood is in alignment with the coach's instructions. 117, 114. Van Gundy talking to James Harden. He probably congratulating him for shooting that big shot. So when you got James Harden playing like this, and you got Kawhi Leonard playing like that, Clippers can be a very dangerous team with Zubac waiting for you in the restricted area for offense as well as defense. And Clippers haven't been getting the shine that some of the teams in the Western Conference have been getting, i.e. Lakers, Golden State, OKC to some extent. Minnesota's rearing their ugly heads as a potential participant in a second-round matchup. So Minnesota is cheering for Golden State, I assume, because I don't think they want to see the Lakers, not right now. Maybe the second round after they get their feet wet, but I don't think Minnesota want to see the Lakers right now. So they probably cheering for Golden State to win this one so they can avoid the first-round matchup with the Lakers and give Golden State that opportunity to try to dethrone Luka Magic and King James. Shout out to Flight Sports TV, the machine, the voice of the voiceless, the people's champ, the hottest in these streets. Listen, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss one iota of an exuberant experience. Oh, nice play that Tyronn Lue drew up, but there is a foul on the play. They want continuation, but the referees are deliberating if they want to give him continuation or not. Because somebody held Zubac, and Zubac missed the oop. Oh, they giving it to James Harden. Oh, wow. These are almost guaranteed. James Harden is a high 80 free throw shooter. So James Harden at the line with 2 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. Clippers up by 3 and trying to extend. And they do by 1. 118, 114. Shout out to Real, Recognize Real. So we done had some pretty good basketball tonight on this Sunday evening, the last day of NBA regular season. And James Harden hit both free throws. I told you that James Harden is practically automatic at the charity stripe. A very much needed 3-pointer by Steph Curry as he break the scoring drought of Golden State. Step back Harden. Nope. Golden State with the rebound. Here come Golden State trailing Trailing by 2. They can tie or take the lead depending on what space they shoot from. Ooh, Zubac with the rip. Bad turnover at a bad time. Steph Curry is just giving the ball up. James Harden looks like James Harden of old. Here we go to the rack. James, and it's blocked, but they call a goaltending. They call goaltending on Jimmy Butler. So that will go in. That will count. James Harden is like, what he got, 37? Are they going to review it? It looks like they're going to review it. So let's not count our eggs before they hatch. Oh, yeah, that's goaltending. That's goaltending. That's goaltending. And that wasn't Jimmy Buckets. Who was that? Oh, yeah, it was Jimmy Buckets, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's goaltending right there. The ball wasn't going up. The ball looked like it was on its way down. But it's close, though. It is close. Let's hear the referee that makes a decision. Bucket good. Goaltending. 121 to 117. Oh, yeah. The ball's going down, yeah. That's goaltending. That was a good defensive attempt for Jimmy Butler, though. Good defense attempt. So the Clippers are up by 4 with 74 seconds left to go in overtime. And James Harden is the only one that scored for the Clippers in overtime. He got 10. No other Clippers have scored. So I don't know if their legs are noodles or James Harden is just being that assertive. And James Harden being that assertive, that is more dangerous than Clippers having noodle legs. Here comes Jimmy Butler with the aggression. Back to Jimmy Butler. Nope. Looks like it's a dead ball foul on Powell, Norman Powell. Looks like he will be assessed with a foul. Ball go out of bounds. 54 seconds left remaining to either decide or extend this basketball contest. Yeah, it looks like it was over the back. He hits him on the head. And I think Powell has fouled out. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's a timeout. So once again, it's going to be a down to the finish line ending. No team have really taken control of this contest. But the Clippers have the advantage because they have the lead. Golden State coming out of this timeout is going to try to adjust the scoring for themselves. James Harden has been vintage tonight. Kawhi Leonard has disappeared, but he did carry the Clippers for the first 4 quarters. And James Harden was kind of in the background chicken winging. And now James Harden has surpassed everybody for the lead scorer of the game. 37 for Harden, 32 for Leonard. Curry, 36. Butler still at 28 since mid-4th quarter. Clippers looking to be the 5th seed with the win. Warriors looking to be the 6th seed with the win. So here we go. Inbound and Draymond Green. Back door. And 1. Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler get an and 1. 121, 119. Jimmy Butler gets a stimulus. Good backdoor cut. Let's see. Is there a foul? No, there's no foul. There shouldn't be no foul. But the bucket is good. I think Tyronn Lue is going to challenge. But it doesn't appear to be fouled. It don't look like Jimmy Butler was touched. So right now, the score is 121-119, 50 seconds remaining. There will be a challenge. Clippers coach's challenge. So the play is under review. Yeah, that's no foul. That's no foul. Because he never extended his arm. So, yeah, that's no foul. So they're going to have to rescind that foul. And it's going to be, should be Clippers ball. Bucket's good. Jimmy Butler's bucket shall count. And the score should be 121-119 with no free throws. There will be no bonus shot if the referees observe what I just observed. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to everybody pulling up the Flight Sports TV. We appreciate you. Yes, we just happened to go live for Bronny James, and that game is over. Bronny James did not have a spectacular game. He just looked like he was just going through the motions, but Dalton Connect stole the show, even though the Lakers got ripped apart by the Portland Trailblazers. Both teams did not play one starter. And it was remnants against the remnants. And Portland remnants was much better. So Clippers coaches challenge, call overturned. It will be Clippers ball. The score will remain 121-119. There will be no bonus shot. So the stimmy that Butler thought he got has been overturned. The reason why the referee blew the whistle, because the way that Jimmy Butler laid the ball up, the awkwardness of his body, it appeared that the Clipper player had pushed him, but he never extended his arm, so he didn't push him. Okay, here we go. Inbounding the ball. Golden State pick up 94 feet. And here we go. Ball's in play. Pass half court. Give it to Kawhi Leonard. First time I seen him touch the ball. Kawhi looked like he got fouled. And they're going to call a travel. Jimmy Butler is hurt. Oh, my God. Jimmy Butler's limping. Jimmy Butler's limping right now. He looking gimpy. It looks like Kawhi Leonard knee hit Jimmy Butler knee, and Jimmy Butler knee caved in. So Jimmy is limping off the court. No, he's not. He's going to stay on. Jimmy's going to stay on. He's not going off the court. There's 34 seconds left to go. To Draymond Green, no. Draymond Green tried to force the foul. They should go after Jimmy. What are they doing? Clippers holding the ball 16 seconds. It looks like the Clippers might win this one. And that's the foul. 7.7 seconds left to go. Clippers up by 2. They're playing in San Francisco. Home game for the Golden State Warriors. And it looks like the Golden State Warriors, they have 7 seconds to turn their fate around, down 2. So they're going to swap defense for offense. Steph Curry goes out. Jimmy Butler stays in. He shook off the pain to his knee. He's still limping a little bit. Yeah, Jimmy's done. He's trying to stay in there, but he's done. He's probably doing more harm than good. Those are one of those bone-to-bone contact, and you don't know how serious it is. Oh, a thigh contusion. Ooh, he's going to be sore for a couple of days. Kawhi Leonard misses. They leave the door open for Golden State to hit a three-point shot to tie it. Kawhi misses the first stimmy. He's still stuck at 32 points. And let's see if he can get this one. He makes the second. So it's a three-point game. And here we go. Timeout. Jimmy Butler's still limping. He's going to try to man it out. And we're going to see. Lucky it wasn't no knee to knee. It just looked like a thigh contusion. Kawhi knee hits Jimmy Butler's thigh right above the knee. And Jimmy Butler is the victim of pain right now. So I know they're going to be looking for Steph Curry. All eyes on the chef. So Golden State have one opportunity within the 7 seconds to hit a three-point shot. So let's see. Do the Warriors really want to smoke with the Lakers? Because if the Warriors win, they have to play the Lakers. And if the Clippers win, Minnesota have to play the Lakers. So do Golden State want this smoke? Here we go, 6.1 seconds. They're trying to get it in. Get it in. It's up, and it's no good. Clippers with the ball. 3 seconds left to go. Looks like Clippers got this one in the bag. 122, 119. Buddy Hield misses badly. And I don't think Steph was in the game. I don't see Steph nowhere. Oh, there we go. He was in the game. He probably was used as a decoy. Salute to everybody pulling up the Flight Sports TV. We appreciate you riding out with us. I love how you ride till the wheels fall off. Harden makes it. It's a 4-point game. There's no way in 3 seconds the Clippers should screw this up. So the Clippers look like they're going to be the 5th seed, and they're going to match it with the Denver Nuggets. That'll be a good test for the Clippers right now. And here we go. Steph Curry puts it up, and it's no good. Clippers win. 124-119 final overtime. Clippers 50-32 in the West, and they will be the 5th seed. So Ty Lue have another 50-win season under his belt. So there we go. Warriors will play Memphis. Warriors fall all the way to the 7th seed. They will play Memphis in the play-in game. But they will have home court advantage. And Clippers will go on the road to the Rocky Mountains and play at the Ball Arena a mile high in the sky. There you have it. The Golden State Warriors go down to the Clippers as vintage James Harden resurfaces and have 37 points tonight with double-digit assists. So this is his 106th game with 30 plus points and 10 plus assists. Second most in NBA history for James Harden. 106 career games with 30 plus and 10 plus assists. Second most in NBA history. So we witnessed James Harden of 2018 down the Warriors in the last game of the NBA season for both teams. So this Sunday, this final Sunday of the NBA have been very festive, and it still continues to shape out the playoff scenario in the play-in tournament. So salute to everybody joining us. Catch us up next time. If you felt you missed anything, just go back and replay the stream. And if you don't want this to happen again and you feel real bad, hit the notification bell. So that way you be up on all things Flight Sports TV and Flight Sports Experience. Hit that notification bell. Salute to everybody, and we out.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Freeway Ricky Ross, and you looking at Flight Sports TV. Don't turn that channel.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.
Like I said, Flight Sports TV, that's where it's at.